Hello, hello, this is Jake Light, Gaming Lawyer at your service. We're once again back with another Ace Attorney game series. But yes, I hope everyone's doing well, and yes, I've managed to grab my hands on this, and we're going to be playing my favorite lawyer, attorney of all time, kind of. I think Miles is good and all that. I think the second best would probably be Great Ace Attorney main character. Yeah, I think both those two are like my favorites in the series. Anyhow, I played the first one before. I never played second investigations because it never got translated. Yeah, I'm excited to get into this, and we're gonna do so much silly voices again, and also I absolutely have no memory of of the game. It's been some time. It's also a very, I don't know, I think it's not as long as the other games, maybe. I'm not too certain, like the main titles at least, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyhow, without further ado, let's just go in. I got the call time to work. See you soon. Alright, Miss Sound. You as well. Thank you for dropping by. Yes. I'll be doing this. I think I've set up the audio to be good enough. It shouldn't be too loud or too quiet. So you'll be hearing all the stuff. You're hearing all the stuff, right? Yes, you're hearing all the stuff. Okay, let's go! Turnabout visitor. In his natural habitat. Hey, Cinnamon. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? I go this far. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. I don't know who's talking. No matter what occurs. Kapow! Damn, I don't remember this person. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. I haven't decided what voice to give that person. With Edgewood's office. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutors Building, 12th floor hallway. HD Miles Edgeworth. Okay. How do I do his voice? how does Edgeworth's voice is like again? It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? It's the smell. It's very familiar. Blood? His expression so so detailed. What the? What's the meaning of this? Amelia is not wise. Expect people to swipe up it. Well, you know, he's been around. Freeze! Identify yourself. Shut up. I'm a bald guy in blue silhouette. You've got some nerve committing a murder in the prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. Okay. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases in some very frantic and busy days. Oh, the cross hand and the finger tapping on the arm. Very iconic. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Yeah, I feel like this is all at least prior to at the end of the first trilogy. It should be before Apollo Justice, maybe. I've finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Well, I missed this pixel art version. There is the pixel art version. You can switch it if you want to, but I feel like I want to see how detailed this looks like in a new remake. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Before the Dark Age of Law and you can see Phoenix in my cameo in one of the cases. I believe so. I mean, looking at the his office, it is at the the case where it's the end of the first trilogy. I think he received his award or something, right? That's the third game. That trophy, prosecutor trophy. I don't know, from the police department. Oh, it's Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Are you okay, sir? Gumshoe, keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Well, I heard that a murder had taken place in your office. I ran up here straight away. Did you just hide a safe behind a frame picture? Yes, very classic. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective with a local precinct, and one day assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine, however. Look what they did to your office. It's totally trashed. Damn, the frames, it's very, very high. I'll say, the culprit has sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa, sounds like you're really getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, it's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. First course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find truth. So I keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene in my office. Is that really a coincidence? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. I mean, yes, it should be locked from those doors. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Oh no, logic is a power. Who would have known? Logic? What's that? Can you eat it? I find the connection between two pieces of information, and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. Together, they are QTs. Now, to use Q and recall the facts. Yes, just like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes ago. Connect. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What's the killer after? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. If I think carefully before piecing the leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir. Basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. When I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use D, okay? I'll give you great precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh, look at that! I can move! I can move in an Ace Attorney game! That's amazing! Also, I can run! Well, a jog, I guess. Yeah, it's not exactly running. Look at me! Running around! Yeah, this game doesn't really need like a mouse to play, I guess. Just play entirely on a keyboard or controller. Anyways, let's examine. Oh, it's your trophy, the Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. You only said this to a winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Fortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Okay, damn. Well, at least you have the decency to not say it out loud in front of him. But a samurai. It's a good thing my steel samurai doll will spare any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is a Steel Samurai. His goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise, and even a new stage show gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're not some sort of rabbit fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than I expected. Let us return to the investigation. Edgy boy is a big fan of Steel Samurai. Recording noises in the distance. Regarding everything that's called not knowing alone. Phoenix doesn't know any of that. Yeah, I think Phoenix is not actually a big fan of Steel Samurai. He's just involved with the actors and actresses. It's Maya who's a big fan of the Steel Samurai. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? Was that come with a contest every month like clockwork for you? Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the cart this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. It's Wendy! Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are thy thorns? Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that's stuck? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Shut up. I only got involved because of Maya. Maya was the one who set the ringtone. No, not Wendy, oh bag. Interesting little tidbits. Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. That killer's going to pay this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over these. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Oh man, it's funny. The files are all over the floor, sir. He probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. I found some mess pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Oh, I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. Oh, yeah, actually, you can see her again. Yep. I mean, it's just random all the time, but effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? Man. Bro, Edgy boy, be grateful you have a, like a super sidekick. You don't have to go that far. I don't think you can make something that. He finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Like this. I don't believe it. I packed those files on this shelf so tight. Not even an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at him. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. No, did I not correctly? I guess I have to move the body or something. Wallet. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coincidence. Okay. I never heard Gumshoe say that. Let's take a look inside. Buddy Faith. Is that a pun for something? I feel like it is. It's always. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. Also, his crouch has blood. Or it's just his stomach. It kind of looks like his crouch has blood. Oh boy. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep, and until the autopsy is done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they are done processing the crime scene. 2 a.m. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I knew to keep track of it all. Points at the head. Points at the head. Yes. Saving. Saving. It is saved. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. Does he call his brain organizer? Because I don't see him like writing down notes. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Yeah. Prosecute is bad. Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. The opposite of Phoenix. I like to show it around. Profile. Age 29. Damn, I'm older than Dick Gumshoe now. So sad. Like, Gumshoe is so old. Oh, years later. Oh, I'm older than Gumshoe. I guess there's nothing else to investigate here. Well, let me look at the writings on the wall. I can guess what it is. It looks like gun, maybe. Look at the chessboard. I don't know, just for fun. So does everything mentally. Ouch! It even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. Okay. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we've solved this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Damn. Gun. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? Stop roasting Gumshoe. If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the same exact model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns at all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you don't see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies. That's why I don't really recognize it. You don't have a gun on you right now, detective? So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Okay. If you say so. The killer's goal. Kind of a struggle. Victim was a detective. But crime scene, it's the same model as those used by precinct detectives. So this and this connect. The revolver, standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed Detective Gumshoe? Could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. excuse me, pal. Let's see, what have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir, this guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Okay. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use up, down, left, right to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and V. Zoom in and out to get a nitty-gritty. Okay. Bullets. Look at the bullets. There's one bullet used. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow. Whoa. So a killer killed a Vic with just one shot after wrestling the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is all about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to... Oh. Jim. Jim, why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Oh no, I'm just giving this guy a random weird voice. Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let me be! Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. Body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just a lump of flesh. Look at him. He looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just use bloodstained soup, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jack Portman, prosecutor. Jack Sportsman? Like, sportsman? I don't know. It's because he does look like some sort of athlete with a medal on his chest. So Jack Sportsman. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Hey, what's you? You're the one who killed James. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I would know how things work around here. My prosecutor's office stores all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his own or her own office store. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. The key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? The only one who could get in here was me. Ho 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 ho. Wait a minute. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then, you're James Killer. No way, pal. You've got it all wrong. Everyone, calm down. Mr. Portman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're a great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know? Anyway, let's call our truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. He doesn't shake his hand, I guess. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir. Sir. No, everyone's voice is like that. Uh-oh, okay. I want you to capture the scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. Okay. This is so weird. I should probably give them some space. No, he's gonna tamper the evidence. Miles, be smart. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. I just said I give space, but I immediately talk to him. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It'll be for both of us. Now there, you wanted to talk to me about something? No, that's alright. Okay. I feel like I'm interrupting their conversation. If you can tamper the scene with so many officers here, I'd be amazed. Well, I feel like the police in Ace Attorney isn't really that competent. Considering everything. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Okay. What's this? And we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? Yeah, his jacket from when he was younger, I believe. It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but he shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that made your prosecutorial debut in. If they had shot through it, it would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? Must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Oh no, Edgy boy. You're missing Phoenix. I know the feel. I understand. You both are very, 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 very close. I have my own methods and I will conduct this investigation my way. When a scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. No, why are the people cutting grass right now? First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. I spot something that's off. I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Also, what's a cursor? When I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it to myself. This is how I do things. Chunk. A thing. Yeah. I think I'm not supposed to examine it to... T. Eureka! They did not change the audio? That sounds very muffled. This bullet hole is a contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim, and the second felt this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? That. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Achoo! Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So where did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Ashworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when the trial is in session. That's it. Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Only prosecutors know about it. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. Wiped. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Okay. If you say so. So... why did it happen? Between the victim and the killer. Then could there be another guy in play here? I feel like, damn, it's a bit of a stretch. I don't know. Trying to connect all this stuff together. I feel like it's a white fingerprint and another gun, maybe. I wish I can open the safe and see what's inside, though. Won't you let me see what's inside? No. Don't let me look at the thing inside, I guess. I'm pretty sure the prompt means that I do need to look at the evidence and just be on my way. It won't let me look at the super stash. You called, sir? Notice anything? Anything you notice that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just got started, so I guess there's not much else to say. You know why they found a body, Mr. Ashworth? Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left the security of this room to a certain detective. Oh wait, that's supposed to be Ashworth. Sorry, sir. I think I'm good. I think I'll have to do this. The killer skill, I can't really say. Maybe another handgun? the white fingerprint and trying to equate this to this one is kind of stretch, and I feel like the killer's goal is to find the other gun, perhaps, or maybe to get the gun. What was the killer after? White fingerprints, another handgun. It's either the killer's goal, another handgun, or the white fingerprints and another handgun. So I'm gonna just like do this first. See if it's correct or not. I failed! The pieces don't fit together quite right. What about this? Junk. No, it's not. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Okay. I feel like, yeah, you can't really contradict with this stuff. So, what are the white fingerprints? Signs of a struggle. Another handgun. Could there be another handgun to play here? Signs of a struggle. I feel like there's more contradiction than there's actual connection. The goal and the safe? Probably, I guess, but then why doesn't he say it's a safe? No! I believe I figured out what the murder was after. They should have said it's safe, you know, because, you know, just the statement was specifically talking about the fingerprints being wiped. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive more breaking and entering. Theft, I believe. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Motive is theft. So another gun. Now only we choose the another gun. Oh, nope, it's not. And sign struggle and motive. Okay, that doesn't make sense. There's possibly that the file splayed on the floor. Another result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from where the killer tried to find subject, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I've got shelves lives like you've never seen you before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Oh, that makes sense. I guess I'm too dumb to understand the connection. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. Oh, don't let him touch the stuff. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Ashworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The bloodstains on bookshelves are still fresh. I suspect the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell to the floor, right? The blood was on the floor, was kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm not good with blood, sir. Damn. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. This bullet hole here. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in the foul spine indicates that the files was ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Yeah, I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Prints up here. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. Handprints on the floor too. Those must have been made when, unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. What about here? I put it all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Though, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. All of blood. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. I feel like I can... Oh, you can deduce now? Oh, wait. Mate. I have to deduce the spot. This is actually a bit harder than than your normal Ace Attorney deal. Well, the contradiction is the body is blocking this part. Do I have anything in particular? Well, it went clean through the victim's abdomen. Body was found at 2 a.m. Got a file with bullet hole. And have I not done that? I mean, I can deduce, but oh, do I just have to deduce the right spot? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Oh wait, what if I choose here? Is it gonna say that? Okay, no, it's the same thing. I know this is different because, you know, the files are different. It's the ones over here. Neon, thank you for the luck. The gun, only one shot fired. Let me examine this again. Through the bookshelves, one they found what they were looking for. There's nothing else I can really say for certain except for this one. So it's just this spot here. I'm guessing very much the gun. Why would I choose the gun? There must be a logic behind it. If I shoot at the abdomen, bullet went clean through the victim's body. The body was found at around. The question is, I guess, would be: is the file supposed to be down there? If he was shot at the abdomen. He goes like, "Oh, I got shot," and then his hands touches his stomach, and then like he covers his hands with blood, and then he goes stumble back to the bookshelves, and that's why there's handprints over here. And he collapses downwards and dies, I guess. That's why the handprints are over here. What kind of doesn't make sense is, why is there no... There was not much blood. There was not much blood splattered all behind here. If he was shot behind here, right? I don't know. I feel like I have to like use a walkthrough, because I don't want to like go like keep on making mistakes here. So bear with me for a moment. Let me see. Oh, that's actually 4 cases as usual. Yeah. Okay. Wait. From the am I missing a oh, this one? Yeah, it's it's basically that. Yeah, if I was shot at the stomach, why would the bullet hole be all the way down there, unless it's like angled in a weird way, which is possible. Apparently this is the answer. This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Ha, you don't understand. You see, therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Ashworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit where you're wrong. Oh no, what? No! That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Is that a right spot? Damn you. Have to like exactly aim at it? That's gonna be okay. Bloody hell. Oh yeah, so if I put it at the right spot, and it will have a different dialogue. Damn it. So this is where... wait. Oh no. I'm dumb. Okay, I'm dumb again. Don't mind me. I just like examined it again. Okay, again! Okay. Damn, you have to be so precise. There's clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. What if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot. Suggests that he was standing when he was shot. That means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from the mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The order of the files, I believe. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0. Are those doing all the way down here after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of the order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little different. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumptions you did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? Finish processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in a numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? Now, the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Here. This. What is this? Why does it say Gumshoe on their blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity, indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Dum dum dum. Yeah, oh, I can recover health. Okay, so that's not that bad. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of this killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it was a real... You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. James' words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain to me, sir? As well. Alright, first, I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use D, but that's old news. It's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, sir, right? Correct. And at those times, I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during the investigations too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portsman logic. Detective Gamshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of a bookshelf. Thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be his final words that you'll be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice. He's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find a flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Rebuttal. Press this, maybe? Just do it. Yeah, the audio for the voice is still like... it hasn't changed. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? And clearly his name is Buddy Faith. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jackson Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? But Jim is even close to the guy's real name. Jackson Buddy just sounds off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys that decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Okay. Is there like an evidence I can present this? There is a missing file. I really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that. That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? It's a possibility. Maybe your salad's been cut so much that life is getting a little too rough to handle. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but oh damn. Gumshoe, you can't eat too much instant noodle, man. Poor thing, what an evil prosecutor we're paired up with. And what a motive, no? Was it changed? And move a James body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. There's nothing wrong with that, but thanks to that you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that he will be brought to justice. I feel like... the last statement is not relevant. This statement is also kind of not relevant. It's when you move James' body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. I feel like this is the thing to present, and it's the missing file. Let me check. Yeah, it is the... wait, no. It's the stolen file, but it's not this statement. Yeah. Didn't notice blood letters, blah 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 blah. Yep. What's that? Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bring a bit of courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? It's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. And the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner. I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. Missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Gasp! Which means, what exactly? What does it make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. It's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. Gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have to under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman. Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. That everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. We gotta go to perception. Alright. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That will be me. But Mr. Ashford just proved I'm innocent, pal. Oh yeah, have a jacket? I didn't notice. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay. Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person. Oh yeah, he has been holding his jacket like that. I just never noticed. Hey, you there! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? Lady. That girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I've called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Hey, she returns. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie. Oh yeah, they are a thing, I believe. Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you're not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely was a Maggie, pal. Yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Why are you trying to convince that person? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed a crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion, or immediately we go into another argument. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Ganchu isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So, you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claim about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Ching. All right. Okay. Let's just press everything, I guess. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. Well, you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes, of course. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it would be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this is to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. Objection! If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Huh, a likely story. Where's your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal. Trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Ashworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Ashworth's office. Her motive? You already established that it was theft. I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Thievery. But that's the problem. Only the prosecutors know about the safe. Right? Objection! Yeah. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, if I didn't know about that safe, pal, and that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Are you proposing? Hey, Illusionaire. Yes, Ace Attorney. Yeah, the killer is a prosecutor. Interesting conclusion. It's definitely looking more and more probable. Also, I think, yeah, my streamer bot is like really not stable. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you? What's with your angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We're partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. Well, I told him. I filled him in the secret safes. That means... Yeah, I know. I only just told him, too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. Killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I couldn't ever do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he would have a key to his office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieve it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Pottsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgewood's office. But I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir... We have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be so grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? Oh man, there's a two-parter in this first case. Save. Alright, that's nice. Let me take a short break. Hydrate myself and everything. Everyone in chat also do that as well, you know. Probably very intense. Me listening to me right? I don't know. Oh boy, that was fun. But I do apologize. Getting back to swing of like doing voices and stuff. Maybe all over the place, giving a person a voice. Yeah, continue. Alright, March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You see, sir. We've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then, what now? Looks like my life's falling into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Mr. Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Prosecutor's building, 12th floor hallway. It's running around like crazy. Oh, I thought Miss Bird will also follow me. It's you! What's your name again? I keep forgetting. Payne. Yeah, Prosecutor Payne. It looks like you're in quite a pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. You must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. Oh gracious, I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? Damn. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations. But I was asking about this hallway and this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. Word of advice? Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Damn. Very, well, you know, sometimes I feel like Edgeworth does give some good advice. What is a basketball hoop doing here? This used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago. So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly. I saw one of the officers drag it here recently. Drag it? I heard that it would fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? That is weird. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. Not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Yes indeed. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portman, sir. It sounds like fun. Just was. I love to play with them. Sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass him the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Also, I thought until a few hours ago, right before I was about to clock out for the night. Got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know. Just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting out you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Alright. The master key, I guess? Is the master key something special? No, there's nothing on it. So, when did you discover that master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. I noticed it was back at around 2:30 AM. It's just sitting there on the edge where the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. His key went missing from 1 AM. Okay. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit I was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it up because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Let's ask about it. What did you mean by you used the master key? Well, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah. What is it? That's right. I just remembered. The prosecutor who got his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key. They came down to security, sir. And it's when you loan the master key to him. No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. Then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. It was around 1:30 AM, I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Alright. Who is Mr. Portsman's door? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay. Door. Open it. The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick will work here. Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, Detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in, That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Damn. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portman's office. Yeah. You can't mistake it because of the basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So, why was Mr. Portman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure. Maybe it's because something like his birthday is December 2nd? Yup, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? Let's go inside. Can I go inside? A minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portman seems dignified, just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Okay. Mr. Payne. I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Damn. About the hoop, I guess. It's Mr. Portsman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor office. But, you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office, and yet you still managed to get lost? There seems to be nothing else to look at. I guess I can use an evidence to like unlock the door. I guess not yet. Key went missing from apparently 1 AM. It was used to unlock and lock. I'll start that. Let's connect these two together. Ching. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You say that you locked up Mr. Portman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets better by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. Right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door, did you? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found a key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Oh, okay. So deduce. Oh, now I deduce. It's connected to the master key, right? Well, I guess I should do this first, the Portsman office. Okay. I was thinking, did I say I choose the wrong thing? There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is we need to examine this. Prints on the doorknob. I think prints on the doorknob, right? Oh wait, no, she opened a different door, but how can you prove that? Oh, the prints on the number plate? The prints on the number plate. They would tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Oh no, like, well, for example, such as, you know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How did you know? Is that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Ashworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should go back to doing what we need to do, and that is... Okay. The doorknob. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey you, yeah, you pal. Do us a favor, see what you can leave from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, Detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Pottsman and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Well, I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose prints should also be on this doorknob? Maggie Bird!
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean? Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Da-da-da. What have we here? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. It's just over here. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. Looks like a note from the victim. Brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later. Yeah, it's for Mr. Portsmouth. The ball? Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball, soccer, dodgeball, tennis. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. Ho ho. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. That, Mr. Portsman. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. The door again? Minimalist yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's the same thing, I think. Same thing. Oh yeah, that's I just see it now. The thing has been moved a bit. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh hey, how about a game? It's okay, Detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of this hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Okay, I can't think of a reason why it's moved different. It's slightly different. There's nothing here, of course. That plate. Special kind of a safe that's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's It's allowing me to re-examine everything again. Okay. Same thing. So I believe there's nothing else here. But can I connect the dots now? No, not yet. Guessing this is not relevant. There's something down here! Yeah, he says the same thing over and over again. It's... Oh, isn't this the missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. What are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Well, they belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. And that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to the case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are really also great for napping, you know. We'll sleep even out here, detective, in a hallway. Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony on the stand. It always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime. Envision myself winning, naturally. Alright. Guess we're done talking to Maggie Bird. This check mark seems to be in that indication. Don't think Maggie knows anything about the note. And we can't really examine this file. Go back to the door here now, maybe? Examine this one. 1202. These 4 numbers on number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops. Hey, this number plate slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be easily removed is kind of... I don't see any signs of forced entry. According to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently, the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Well, I do have to examine everything. Walking around in this hallway was actually paid off quite handsomely. Oh, how, sir? A variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Sorry. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Miss Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Wow, we've been outside there for an hour, I guess. Mr. Portsman, I've finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Ah. Well, if this isn't Detective Gumshoe. Over the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Ashworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Sportsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset. Getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of my way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. I can see right through the unsightly, paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Haha, who'd ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay out on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because don't work. Or won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? I've no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Alright. The first statement is nothing. Second statement seems to be nothing as well. Propose I unlocked the door and got in here. Do I have like a direct evidence talking about that? Use the master key. I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less. Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You used your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. It's Buddy Faith, I believe.
Take that!
You asked this person to. Oh no! Oh, this is not wrong. This is the. Ah, okay, so it's not him. It's Banky Bird.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? The room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite an imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain it was Mrs. Pottsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? Switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right, they do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then use one other thing to give a very strong impression that the door she was opening is yours and not, in fact, mine. What was that Mr. Pottsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? It was this.
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite a peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building, which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Wah! It's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Pottsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw a suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had a girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down. I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. And mouse actually is just not provoked at all. I guess I have to press this. And what were you doing in your office? I was doing my usual training regimen. Training regimen? Were you going through your law books from start to finish? Mainly batting practice in some ways. Oh, and a jog when I get a chance. Wow, whoa, you must be the buffest prosecutor we have. With the weakest legal muscles, okay. Legal muscles, oh, okay. I've never heard something like this. Maybe I have, but damn. I was doing my usual workout, so... I think a reason to suspect me. How do I contradict this? I think yes. I think this is the thing to contradict. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're not in your office.
Objection!
That was a lie. What are you talking about? Oh, how was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Pottsman. A note? It was left under your door. Or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you have Miss Bird opened for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you have Miss Bird open a door for you. Uh, which is... A prints were not found on the doorknob.
Take that!
I had your door dusted for prints. My door? Ha! What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. Alright, I didn't find anything, and definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then the prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? You know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard some sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsmouth, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said, when you had a gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Just what's so funny, pal? Well, that looks of stiff seriousness on the face of his office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Snatch would just explain it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can really readily confess that I had wiped that knob down well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. This is why I wiped the doorknob knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, did you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like early evening, for example. Oh, you say you failed to notice a note in your doorway. Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Also, what's interesting is that the hallway doesn't have... Nowhere inside this entire building has surveillance cameras. It's one very, very glaring problem. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Ashworth. Back me up here, sir. Wattsman's make a good point. And prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. He's digging his own hole if you just stop talking, I feel like. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 AM, correct? It was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. At exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. As around, sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. So, yes sir, I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. That was quick. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Postman said. The guys down in criminal affairs say they saw him around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Uh-huh. 2 a.m. But then you had the unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. The offense. This is not relevant. This is also probably not relevant, but it might be the only statement to contradict something. But I don't have like a direct evidence to contradict anything. Maybe this. Nah, it only tells you the time of the death. Case 10 years ago by my predecessor. I'm missing. She's unlockable on the door. In front of the portal says that sign's been moved. On the office. Yeah, I don't have a thing. I'll just press everything, maybe.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. Right?
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you are the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. Well, tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
I'm just gonna press this one. So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Let me press this one, final one. Well, we did go around and ask to confirm your testimony. It was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives say they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's an ace I had up my sleeve. Ah, possible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Oh, can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, I am supposed to press everything. I think we've reached the end of the line. It's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir, please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation round. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? The intruder I met could not have been a postman. Who could it be? I need to calmly think this through. No, through one more time, and with logic. Who could it have been? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? I copied rearranged my files twice, once in before and once after the murder. Why? You try that could have been possible. That who could have been? I'm guessing the handgun would tell me that could have been another detective. Chong. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life, and one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. That person is another person. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder, so it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Oh yes, 2 separate people wanted to do the same thing, but they are not together. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder of our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. We suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Mr. Betchworth. Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I'd assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. It means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me, which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith call me to your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? He must have thought it was on, so came into his office to check out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. When he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Fake probably let his guard down. And Mr. Portsman's not so merciful as to let him live alive. He waited for the chance and stole Mr. Fake's gun from him. Then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left a fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that. Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, then entered my room and searched through my shelves. It was the second time they were disturbed. It seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? Correct. Only, just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during the brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice out of 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief, and was not in fact Mr. Fate's killer. Your alibi for the first frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Ashworth. Mr. Ashworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something with my boss. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Two. That thief you went to should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be all there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. So, you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now, isn't the time to be having this dead-end discussions? I don't think it's all dead-ended, but I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here, at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Chonk! Do I have something new? Training in your room, training in your room. I don't think you were training in a room. Maybe we'll press this. But according to Mr. Fate's note, hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. You would say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening. If you have proof that left at a different time, say just before he was murdered. I don't have any, no. You see, So I insist again I was in my office the entire time. Okay, let's press this.
Hold it.
Why did you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he was saying he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know, those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. What of the evidence he brought? There were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let it slip through the cracks. Gun and a pendant. But it says he brought 3 things, right? Objection!
Objection.
Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. It says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. What? Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? Yeah, it is all his aim, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would inevitably point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. Or the section of the tape that would drive the last nail into his coffin. Blood! There's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. No. You told us you have received evidence from the victim earlier. Now, you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage and you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. Yeah! If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderers, you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible! Oh my god! He ate gold. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Body Faith, sir. Very good. The results we got back from lab tests on tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back. It was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to leave a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. It was nothing really. Really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean, I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. Why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there was a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? They say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near the topic, he just clammed up. Though, we can be certain it was to steal something. This is just between me and you, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it suddenly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Oh, that Mr. Portsman isn't a bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. This one.
Take that!
The person who stole this file. They are the villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Ashworth, sir? Yes. I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of a raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? The great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcements is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with a single card. Although, it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location where they put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. Murder in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. Or they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end. Yay! Well, that was kind of long, was it? Well, not really, I guess. Long for a tutorial case, I guess. But yes, we finish our first case. Yay! And yeah, this will be it for anyone that's watching a VOD right now. I hope you enjoy this. And we'll be doing another session. As always, I'm gonna complete this one in, I don't know, probably a long time. It will take some time to finish a single game of Ace Attorney. But yeah, I'm excited to play this game again. Play the series, and also again, yes, technically I played this one. But yeah, totally don't remember anything, and good to just like enjoy the ride again. All right, that will be it for those that are watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're there, if you have, maybe like, subscribe, comment. Well, anyways, bye bye, take care, stay hopeful, but be critical.